Okay, so for today's vocabulary, we're talking about nervous versus excited from Simon Sinek. He's one of my favorite speakers. If you ever watched like his TED Talks or his motivational speeches or heard about his books, he's very famous for business leaders especially. So we're going to go to the vocab on page 2. Number 1, annoyed. Not too difficult, right? When you're annoyed by something, you're very easily irritated or displeased or aggravated or agitated by something. If maybe if you're having a bad day at the workplace, you're too busy, somebody keeps bothering you about some details, they're annoying you, you feel annoyed, right? Next, number 2, elite, which is basically when someone is sort of like the best of the best, most skilled. Sometimes the elite can also refer to a social class of people who are very, rich and they distance themselves from everybody else. Sometimes if you hear about someone being elite about something, you often feel distance from that person and kind of, normal everyday people. We even have a kind of term or phrase about someone who they act like they are elitist. So someone who's elitist is someone who acts like they're so much more elite than everyone else. Number 3, clammy. Sounds kind of strange, right? Mm-hmm. So if you can imagine clams, which is like, the seafood, if you see it fresh at the supermarket, it's on ice, very slimy and cold, right? Mm-hmm. If your hands get clammy, your hands get kind of slimy and cold in a kind of nervous situation. You start sweating. Now, this is not everyone, but some people, when they get nervous, their hands get clammy. Yeah. And it might feel kind of weird, I guess. And then last, stimulus. So a stimulus is something that creates some kind of, usually it creates some kind of like maybe positive response or some kind of agitation in a way that it's basically the cause of something starting, right? A sort of catalyst. So you can stimulate your mind with caffeine, right? Caffeine is a stimulus. But if you were talking about the economy, maybe the government will pass some kind of bill for some kind of program to pump more money into the economy for local businesses to stimulate the economy. So stimulus is just something that tries to give a little bit of a boost in a way, a positive boost usually. And that's our vocab for today.